Okay, so let's get into the actual meat and potatoes, the throwing of a stitch or a simple interrupted suture. So we'll come in here. We've got, just for illustrative purposes, we've got our suture and our needle. We've got our needle driver and our pickups. So oftentimes what you can do with manipulation of the needle, let's say if there were a fenestrated drape over here, when you're transferring from pickups to needle driver, you can pick it up, rest it on the draped portion of the patient, or if you're being gentle, on the patient themselves, just to stabilize so that when you're coming in, again, with gloves on in an anesthetized area, or a cleansed area, I guess also anesthetized, you can come in and then very easily grasp and you're ready to go. So when it comes to throwing the stitch itself, there's plenty of places we can start. Oftentimes it's good to start in the center and then space out from there. And we can, not so much pinching with the pickups, but just using them to lift, gently evert the skin edge. So lifting up and out. In this case, since this is not quite like real skin, a bit more rubbery, I'm going to do a bit more pinching. And then our needle is going to come in. Try to get that focus back on. So obviously this is a bad angle. We're wanting more or less to come down, and I'm going to turn and come closer just to get a bit of a better image here. We're wanting to have the needle enter as perpendicular to the skin as possible. And again, if we're imagining that this is a full circle and we're tracing out, mentally the rest of that circular loop, as we're coming in here, we're wanting to be spaced out about enough so that if we visualize the circle of the needle coming down and through, it's going to come out at a depth about as equal away as the length from the placement, so that we want to be deep enough to kind of reapproximate this area here. So for me, I'm going to come out about yay far, come in perpendicular to the skin, and then while we do some downward pressure, there's also that rotation kind of following, and we'll see it comes out about as far away from the edge. In this case, given the nature of this fake skin, I am going to grasp with my pickups. I come back in. See, I'm turning my wrist over so that when it returns, it's going to naturally pull the needle out. So following that circle, it comes out. We pull through till we have a bit of a tail. And then, just as we practiced before, we will rest it down, reclaim with our pickups, reload the needle driver, and it's at that nice, maybe a little less than 2/3, but we'll take it. And now in the same situation, we will evert the wound edge. Again, foam and cheap rubber are a little bit different than real tissue, but we're going to aim for our needle to enter. And again, I will turn so you can kind of better see the interior wound edge. So if we see the suture coming out here, we want to reload. We'll be coming in about exactly the same depth and across. So we'll enter that way. And then again, we're rotating up and out. You can press down with the pickups to get a better grasp on the needle. Press down and grasp. Release the needle driver. And then you can either pinch and load. I grabbed a little bit of the fake tissue there, not cool. And rotate back out, and we come through. And that would be the basics. And again, if we were doing, let's say, a continuous running stitch, then we could pick up and reload and get ready to go. Or we'll be doing an instrument tie in the next video, we'll just grasp this, lay it on the sterile field, either the fenestrated drape or the more or less sterile field, the clean area, and then we'll prepare for our instrument tie, which is coming up now.